Alright, I want to take just a few moments to record one last video of disassembly, I guess I should say, of the lift for my my 89 XJ for my MetalCloak 3.5-inch lift. This was probably the hardest thing I had to deal with getting everything apart, is these shackles that were on the rear leaf springs. My XJ had a 2-inch lift, spacers up front, and an add-a leaf in the back. So at some point somebody removed the leaf springs in the back and put them back on when they did the add-a leaf. And when I went to remove the shackles from the rear of the leaf spring, so the leaf spring with shackle came out from the vehicle, no problems. That would be this top part up here is what attaches it to the vehicle, and then down here attaches to the leaf spring. And I broke a breaker bar, one of my favorite sockets. I even went out and bought an impact wrench, electric impact wrench, 230 foot-pounds, thinking, that should be enough. I sprayed it with PB blaster, I heated it up with a torch, I did everything I knew how to get stuck bolts unstuck, and it just would not come off. So I ended up taking it to a shop, local shop here in Arizona, Knuckle Busters, and asked them if they would take a look at it, and which they did for free, which is awesome. Love Knuckle Busters. And the guy kind of laughed at me. He's like, "Yeah, we can get that off, no problem." So he grabbed his small impact wrench. I'm like, that's not going to work. And he tried that. Of course, it didn't work. Then he grabbed his large impact wrench, and that didn't work. And so he grabbed his 1,200 foot-pound impact wrench that takes 2 air supplies from 2 different compressors, and that didn't get the bolt off. So I said, "Hey, do you have shackles?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "I will trade you my springs with an add-a leaf for just a new set of shackles and a couple of bolts." And they were willing to do that, and so that's what these are. These are actually not the shackles that came off my XJ. These are a new set of shackles. Now, they did have a bushing in them. What I did to get the bushing out is the rubber sticks out a little bit from the side of the bushing. I cut that off, and then there's a metal tube that goes down the center. And around the metal tube, I took my drill and drilled about 4 or 5 holes through the rubber going through. And then where I cut the rubber off, I actually took a pair of vice grips and just grabbed it and twisted and broke that rubber that metal tube out, and it literally just pulled out after a good yank, and then the rubber just pushed through. But that left a metal sleeve in here. And I thought that the new bushings needed to go in that metal sleeve, but no, you have to get that metal sleeve out as well. So what I did is I took a Sawzall and just cut it right here, because there's enough of a groove here. I did not cut the sleeve all the way through. I just cut it super thin, and then took a screwdriver and just snapped it, and was able to fold up the 2 ends kind of on top of each other, and then it just slid right out. So I'll probably be installing these this evening after the kids go to bed. Alright, thanks for watching.